So we're going to move back to England for a piece by the British composer Liz Dilnot Johnson. She's very, very active in England. She has a really kind of big following of many groups, orchestras, chamber music groups in England play her music. And she's not very well known here, but now I am bringing her out of the woodwork. I'm going to play a piece called Reflections, Dances, and Fantasias, and this is a really interesting piece. She wrote this piece to be a flexible suite. So the full suite lasts a long time. There's like 27 movements, little movements, but what she wants the performer to do is to pick and choose different movements to play, not necessarily to play the whole thing at once. She asks you to improvise. There's some jazzy things. This piece is written, I'm not sure how it relates to a lot of the rest of her oeuvre. I know that now she's writing pieces that have like difficult subject matter, if you will. For instance, she just wrote a piece that will be played, I think, in England very soon, that is called When a Child is a Witness, a Requiem for Refugees, which is celebrating those who seek and offer refuge. And she wrote that before we started having Ukrainian refugees, as we are currently having in the hundreds of thousands, and very, very timely to be addressing this subject, I think. This piece that I'm going to play is similar to the other British piece, is based on an older work, and it's very loosely based. You won't be able to find a lot of this, but this is something by Hildegard von Bingen, the 12th century mystic and composer, female composer. It's a work called Ave Generosa, which is a work for voice like that you do in a church service, a plain song, a chant kind of thing. So I'm going to show you these couple of ways that Liz Dilnot Johnson uses little bits and pieces from the Hildegard von Bingen piece. So I'm going to play a little bit of the beginning of the Ave Generosa. You'll notice that this interval keeps happening in the cello piece, and this is an interval that starts almost every single phrase in the Ave Generosa, and the way it shows up in this Reflections, Dances, and Fantasias is, for example, like this. Which I think you can totally hear those two notes. However, it also shows up in ways like this. So those notes that I was just playing, if I play the outline of this, it sounds similar, but the way it gets disguised in this piece is like this. So there's all this extra, somewhat atonal note stuff around the core of this medieval tune. There's only a few times that it does something that scattery. Most of the time it's very tuneful, very dancey. Some of the descriptions of how one should be playing are things like cheeky, manic, sexy trills, and I really like all the very colorful imagery that the composer has put into this piece. So I'm going to play the second part of this Reflections, Dances, and Fantasias, most of it, because I can choose not to. Oops, I have to put my mute on my cello, hang on. I'm going to play most of of part 2 of Reflections, Dances, and Fantasias by Liz Dilnot Johnson.